Okay, good morning, guys. Now, for all the legal reasons, my attorneys told me that whatever I say, truth or not, I have to use the word alleged. All right? So, you might hear me using that as I go. It doesn't mean I'm not telling the truth. It just means I am just protecting myself legally. But the fact of the matter is this. Bray Davis, let me just say this. What you did was totally unacceptable. It was totally wrong, very deceitful. You knew because the PLP set the precedent in 2007 when then Prime Minister Hubert Alexander Ingram appointed the newly elected Member of Parliament of Killarney, Hubert Minnis, as the Minister of Health. He did that on purpose. He did that knowing quite well that there were Ministry of Health employees in a Statkia building on Meeting Street that was owned by Minnis at the time. And by doing so, he would put Minnis in a direct conflict of interest. What Minnis did, Minnis actually had to move those persons out of his building. That was a precedent set by the PLP, because I didn't understand for the likes of me why Prime Minister Bray Davis, knowing quite well that Chester Cooper is the finance guy, his background is finance, why didn't he make him Minister of Finance? That was the most logical thing to do. Instead, he made him Minister of Tourism, where he moved Obi Bushcombe intentionally. Obi Bushcombe is the best Minister of Tourism. He and Diagla, they're neck and neck. You know what I mean? They're very good guys. So Bray Davis did that on purpose. Why? Because he used Chester Cooper. And then when he finished using him, he wanted to use the Constitution to get rid of him. Let me explain quickly. By appointing Chester Cooper as the Minister of Tourism, he knows quite well that the British American Financial Building near Dunkin' Donuts, they're renting 3 floors to tourism employees. So he knew by appointing Chester Cooper as Minister of Tourism, he will be putting him in direct conflict of interest. And based on Article 48 and 49 of the Constitution, it states clearly that you as a member of Parliament should get up and acknowledge the fact, that you have persons, in any event. Go and read Article 48 and 49. And in those articles of the Constitution, subsection 1, both those articles states clearly that if he is found to be in direct conflict of interest, he has a choice, not just resign as DPM, but he also has a choice to resign his seat. You see, there are a lot of persons in the PLP, Clarence Anna Martin, Fred Mitchell, Vaughn Miller, persons like them who do not like the fact that Chester Cooper is Deputy Prime Minister. Don't mind them mailing you, hey boss, hey chief, hey this, hey that. They want you gone. Their mindset is, you're a newcomer. How you get this? You luck out. They should be there. They embrace that sense of entitlement. So Bray Davis set you up for immediate failure. And that's wrong. That's deceitful. Okay? He knew what was going to happen to you. After all his campaigning, all his deputies, his deputies, that, he should have made you Minister of Finance. Chester, the only way you're going to get out of this situation is by doing this. You're going to have to find somewhere for those persons to be before that contract expires. And do not even bother to renew it unless it's being renewed by independent bodies who are not government affiliated and who want to get that space. The problem is your meteoric rise is what people hate in the PLP. But what I like about you is the fact that you're naive to corruption. You know what I'm saying? You're a multimillionaire. You don't need to be stealing. You're not going to do that anyway. But the way you grew up the hard way. Forbes, Hill, Exumer, your parents invested in you. They instilled good values in you. You know what I'm saying? You became very successful prior to entering politics. And they don't like that. They really, really hate that. Hence the reason why I looked at Alfred Says as the obvious choice for your replacement. So, in checking up on Alfred Says, I found out, and there's no allegations, these are facts, the Mexican cartel looking to kill Alfred Says. That's no joke. He is walking around wearing a bulletproof vest. That's not allegations. Those are facts. So I decided to put that out there because Bray Davis had him as the point man to replace you. Now Bray Davis has no one to replace you at all because he definitely can't choose Fred Mitchell. Because I had the report from him back in the 80s with the paper boy And I will publish that and produce that. So Fred Mitchell is not in the question either. Glenys Anna Martin cannot be the second female deputy prime minister. She can't, because of the death of her husband, Leo Martin, and the circumstances surrounding it. One police officer put it in a newspaper, said he suspected foul play, and he said he did not suspect that Leo Martin hanged and killed himself. I never heard about that officer no more. I think he got banished to an island like Marijuana. They got rid of him quick after that. Never heard from him anymore. But he suspected foul play. Now, with that being said, there's no way Glenys could ascend to the position of deputy prime minister in this country, like Mother Prime did. So Glenys Anna Martin, forget that dream, forget that. Y'all gonna hate Chester Cooper as much as y'all want. You and Bray Davis and crew, y'all gonna be as deceitful as much as y'all want. Now I decided to bring it all out in the open. Hence the reason why I apologize to Chester Cooper. Because I realized he was not the problem. Brave Davis, you are the problem.